Let's just say it. You already know why they don't like you. It's not a mystery. It's not confusing. It's not random. You feel it. It's in the way the room shifts when you walk in. It's in the half smiles, the quiet comparisons, the subtle shade wrapped in jokes. You know, and here's the truth you've been dancing around. They don't like you because you remind them of what they're not doing. It's not that you're loud. It's not that you're arrogant. It's not that you're too much. You're just moving. You're trying. You're building. You're evolving. And when somebody is comfortable in their stagnation, your growth feels like an attack. You didn't say anything. You didn't do anything. You just decided to level up. And that bothers people who are still negotiating with their excuses. Let's be real. Some people liked you better when you were insecure, when you doubted yourself, when you needed their approval. Back then, you were safe. You weren't competition. You weren't intimidating. You weren't shining. Now, you walk differently. You talk differently. You carry yourself differently. Not because you think you're better, but because you finally know your worth. And that confidence hits different. They don't like that you're disciplined. While they're sleeping in, you're up working. While they're complaining, you're planning. While they're scrolling, you're building. Your consistency exposes their inconsistency. And instead of rising with you, some people would rather criticize you because it's easier to tear someone down than to build yourself up. Let's go deeper. They don't like that you don't need them. You want people, you love people, you support people, but you don't depend on people for validation anymore. That shift changes everything. When you stop begging for seats at tables, you start building your own. And the people who thought they were your gatekeepers suddenly realize they can't control you. That's uncomfortable for them, but it's powerful for you. Here's another reason. You didn't break. They expected you to. They watched you struggle. They saw you cry. They knew your setbacks. Some of them waited for your downfall, but instead, you got stronger. You learned. You adjusted. You grew. Nothing confuses people more than someone who was supposed to lose, winning. And nothing irritates insecure people more than resilience. Listen closely. Your glow up is triggering, not because you changed into someone fake, but because you became more of who you actually are. You stopped shrinking to make others comfortable. You stopped apologizing for your ambition. You stopped dimming your light in rooms that benefited from your darkness. And now they have to deal with the full version of you. That's not your problem. But let me balance this. Not everyone who doesn't like you is a hater. Sometimes your growth naturally shifts relationships. When you elevate, some connections expire. Not because there's drama, not because there's betrayal, but because you're no longer aligned. And that's okay. You don't need everyone to understand your journey. You just need to stay committed to it. Here's something powerful. If nobody is bothered by your growth, you might not be growing. When you stretch, tensions happen. When you rise, gravity pulls. When you shine, I squint. It's part of the process. Stop interpreting resistance as rejection. Sometimes it's confirmation. And let's address the fear. You've thought about shrinking again, playing small, being quieter, holding back your ideas just to be liked. But at what cost? Your calling, your potential, your peace? Being liked by everyone is overrated. Being respected by yourself? That's priceless. Let's talk energy. You feel drained around certain people now. That's awareness. You're recognizing misalignment. And instead of forcing connection, you're choosing boundaries. Boundaries make insecure people uncomfortable because access used to be easy. Now it's earned. And that shift, it protects your future. Understand this clearly. You are not responsible for managing someone else's insecurity. You are not required to shrink to soothe egos. You are not obligated to apologize for your evolution. Your only assignment is to become who you are meant to be. And that requires courage. Courage to be misunderstood. Courage to be talked about. Courage to be disliked. Because let's be honest, the same people who criticize you are watching you. The same people who roll their eyes are checking your progress. The same people who said, "You've changed," are noticing the upgrade. Stay focused. Here's the shift you need. Stop asking, "Why don't they like me?" Start asking, "Am I proud of who I'm becoming?" If the answer is yes, keep going. If the answer is almost, adjust and keep going. But never go backwards just to be digestible. You were not created to be easy to swallow. You were created to stand out. And listen, there will be rooms you are celebrated. There will be people who clap when you win. There'll be connections that align with your ambition. But you will never meet them if you keep performing for the wrong audience. Outgrow what you've outgrown. Realize what you've outgrown and rise anyway. Let them misunderstand you. Let them talk. Let them assume. Your results will speak. Your peace will show. Your consistency will prove. And one day, the same energy that made them uncomfortable will inspire someone else. That's impact. So yes, you know why they don't like you. Because you're evolving. Because you're bold enough to change. Because you refuse to stay stuck. And because deep down, they know that you're becoming something undeniable. Now the real question is, are you going to dim your light to make them comfortable? Or are you going to shine anyway? It's your turn.